How's it, guys? So I decided to make a video addressing the beef between myself and Joash and apparently Darren Dix now, because they're in cahoots with each other. So how this whole thing started was I started following him like probably a year ago, and I was seeing the amount of money that he was making per trade, and I'm like, and as a trader, you know when other traders are talking shit. Like you know when something is just not attainable. And I'm not saying that it's not attainable, but in order for you to make 200, 300, 400,000 Rand a day, you need to have a trading account that has, if you have an account that has at least 5 million Rand, I would say it's really possible with good risk management to make 200, 400,000 Rand a day. Now, everything was fine if you look at his screenshots, like, okay, it's a lot of money, but it's still possible. It's not impossible. Now, where things became impossible is when I started seeing how much of drawdown he started holding. So there was a time a few months ago that he was holding about R1 million in drawdown. I'm like, there's no way in hell that someone is holding R1 million worth of drawdown on their account. Because if you're holding R1 million worth of drawdown, then you must have about 5 million Rand, and you must at least have a stop loss, right? Then I started reading his comments on that post, and a lot of people were saying, where's the risk management? Then someone was saying that he only puts money into his account that he's willing to lose and stuff like that. But I'm like, who's willing to lose R1 million to make 200,000 or 400,000 Rand? Either which way, no matter how you look at it, that's bad risk management. If you're risking R1 million to make 200,000, that's a negative risk to reward ratio. So even that doesn't make sense. Why would you make 200, 200, 200, 200 every day and then you risk R1 million? That anyone knows that's bad risk management, right? So when I started seeing all of that, that's when I became suspicious of this whole thing. Then I started seeing the amount of lots he was putting, and then lots is obviously based around the contract size and stuff like that, but then I started seeing how he was layering his trades. Every time he posts a screenshot about with his entry price, I would go on the chart and look at the entry price and try and figure out what strategy is this guy using. And so I think it started there, and I started growing this sort of resentment towards him, because then I started realizing that he's charging everyone 700 Rand a month for signals. 700 Rand is a lot of money for someone to pay for signals. Like, let's just say, for example, if you're just starting off your career, you're just coming out of school, you're getting a minimum wage job, and let's just say you're earning 4,000 Rand a month. 700 Rand is like 20% or just a little bit more than 20% of salary, and then you still have to spend money on trading. And then someone was in the group and they sent me screenshots, and all of his trades are 50-50 trades. Like, if you have 50-50 trades, then you'd rather just go to the casino and gamble, because that's what it is. It's 50-50. The whole point of trading, and the reason why trading is not associated with gambling, is because as a trader, you're supposed to have the higher edge over the market, and every single trade is supposed to have a higher probability, not 50-50. If you're taking a 50-50 trade, it's not worth the time. It's not even worth risking anything for that. So I think that's when I actually officially called him out on Instagram and stuff, is when I started seeing inside of his group what he does. And then the sudden change in he's never ever posted a video or a screenshot where he shows that it's a live account. He's never done it. And he's also never ever showed a withdrawal, ever. He just used to buy a fancy car and try and live this lavish lifestyle to back up the fact that he's trading on a demo account and showing 400,000 Rand daily profits. Now, let me also explain something else to South Africans who don't have this sort of wealth, that maybe don't understand it. to get a Ferrari, to get a supercar, it's actually not that hard if you have your own business, right? If you have your own business, you start realizing how easy it is to make money, to get these things. And don't take it for granted. Like, I'm not being spoiled or anything, but I'm saying when you work hard in a business, it's easy to get these things. My thing is, if you are making 200 to 400,000 Rand a day, you are not buying a 488 Ferrari, which is, I think he paid about 4.7 million or 4.6 million Rand. You're not buying that. You're buying something of much higher value. You're buying something like how Mad Charts would go and buy a 488 Pista, or if it's real or whatever. But that makes more sense for someone earning 400,000 Rand a day. Like, I don't think people understand 400,000 Rand a day. And just by the looks of everything, there's just no way it's possible. And if you do the math, right, apparently I'm hearing a lot of stories that he's telling a lot of people that he makes most of his money on his IB. So he's introducing broker sort of click, which also doesn't make sense, because half the people are blowing their accounts. Yes, he still makes a commission of it, but it still doesn't make sense. Like, unless you have at least 10,000 to 20,000 people in your IB, I don't see you making that much of money. Whereas his signals group, that is where he's making money. Because if he's got 1,200 people there at a time every month, let's just say 200 people are there for free, right? On average, if 1,000 people are paying every single month, that's 700,000 net. Now, if you have 700,000 net, right, and your IB, that makes sense to have a 488. But if you're earning 400,000 Rand a day for, like, okay, let's average it out. Let's say 200,000 a day. For 20 days, that's 4 million Rand a month. You're not buying a 488. Just trust me, it doesn't make sense. So that's where the whole thing started. Like, I don't have an issue if he makes money on his IB, which is fine, because any Tom, Dick and Harry can go and open up an IB account and get people to sign up. It's like an affiliate thing. So that makes sense, because for an IB, you don't have to necessarily have a skill to make money from that, right? Which is fine. But now the whole thing where I feel like he's robbing people is for his signals, because it's bullshit signals. It's absolute garbage signals. Like, I've seen the signals. It's not worth 700 Rand, because you could literally make the exact same decision he makes. If you look pre-NYSE open, if you just look at the charts, just on your own, you'll be able to say, okay, is it going up or down? And it looks like literally that's what he does. And the funny thing is, I don't know if it was Thursday or Wednesday, one of the days, he sent a signal on his group saying buy, right? And I remember when I got the message that he said buy, I was watching the markets, and he said to buy at the Asia highs, right? And price never went above the Asia highs. It never went. So he bought at the highest point, and it continued dropping from there. And I think like maybe 30 minutes to 40 minutes in, he says, you know what, guys, I'm cutting my losses. This trade isn't going in our direction. So, okay, fine. That same day in the afternoon, so price went all the way down and reversed and went up, I think like 1,000 or 2,200 points, somewhere around there. He either held his positions from the beginning, which no one would ever do, and the only way you just hold positions like unknowingly and for whatever the case is if it's a demo account. Then you have no emotion to it, you just hold the trade, and if it goes in your favor, it goes in your favor. So he told his whole group to close, and that he's closing and he's cutting his losses. This trade went against us. And he keeps those same positions open, right? Price, and he starts layering at the bottom. So he starts buying as price gets lower. As soon as price goes up with another 1,200 points, he puts his video out where he's at the airport, made 5 million Rand. If if I'm at the airport or if I'm anywhere, and if I just made 5 million rand on a trade, just hear me out, 5 million rand on a trade. You think I'm just gonna be there, guys, with hard work and dedication, you can get... No, I will be fucking slapping everyone in the airport. I'll be like, look what I made. There's no way you make 5 million rand on one trade and you're just like, chill, turn around and keep on walking and show your big ass and go towards your flight. Like, that makes no sense. So anyone, and I think that was what he got called out for. People didn't care that it was a demo and stuff. People called out the fact that who the hell reacts like that? And I think that he's in the space at the moment where he doesn't realize exactly what he's doing. I think he's just escalating it so much, thinking everyone is just gonna start believing him. But the more he's doing it, the more people are seeing that he's full of shit. So I don't hate the guy, right? What I would suggest as a conclusion for him, what he could do going forward. Remember, he actually has a broker now, right? He can stop this shit. Like, actually stop this shit and stop following in Raja Bank's footsteps and cut the demo account, right? Actually, don't even trade because he sucks at trading. Don't trade, right? Stop posting fake profits, because also that is false advertising and that is actually drawing in most of his customers. That's the thing that is actually getting like, damn, I want to be associated with this person, but he can't trade for shit. I would stop that. I would cut everything. I would stop the signals, because that's where the biggest part of this whole scam is. And people are calling him a scammer and people are saying that he's scamming people. And, you know, I think it comes from that signals group. So my word of advice to him was keep the IB, because that's fine. If he's making money on the IB, that's okay. There's no issues with that, right? Anyone can open an IB account, so it's fine. Stop the signals, because it's crap. Stop posting fake demo accounts, because that's also shit. Go on with your brokerage with Darren Dix and leave it as that. Forget about everything else, and I promise you, people will respect you more. Right now, the world is angry at you, and you've got fans that can't see through your shit because you're a pastor. But the world is angry at you because you're a pastor and the fact that you're doing this. So stop it. Believe in God. Funny enough, I actually strongly believe in God. And the thing is that you can't be doing this stuff and just praising to God and talking about God, thinking that you're going to be forgiven for all the shit you do. It doesn't work like that. Because I'm doing something bad, if I praise God and believe in God, it doesn't make me a better person. It doesn't make me feel better in any way. So cut the shit. Stop all the nonsense. Don't block me like a child on Instagram. If you're gonna block me, if you had me on WhatsApp, it makes sense. So at least I don't communicate with you. But there is a million ways I can still go view your public profile to see the stuff on your page. Don't be stupid, right? There will be no more beef. You have a good business going, your brokerage, nothing else. Stay with that, right? My words of advice. I know I'm a nobody to you and probably doesn't mean anything, and you probably will do nothing about it because that's who you are. But I promise you, if you don't stop the shit that you're doing, you're gonna let a lot of people down, especially your family. Because if shit does hit the fan and this becomes bigger than it is, and if someone does a documentary about you and it goes viral, God forbid, you will lose a lot of stuff that you worked hard for, right? So take my advice. It wasn't ever to personally attack you. It was more to call you out for the bullshit, because a lot of people never stop what they're doing until they are publicly called out. If you do something wrong, until the public really knows about you, you will never stop. So before it gets to that point, stop now. Hopefully we can be friends. I really have no issues with it. I will teach you how to trade. How about that? Go on my YouTube channel. I actually have my strategy there. Go back test it, go do some work. Stop only doing 50-50. Oh, it looks like it's going up. Oh, it looks like it's going down. Sell. You don't send any stop losses on your signals group. You don't send any take profits. As soon as price goes above where you told people to buy by 20 or 30 points, you are telling them to close.